Hello everybody, how are you doing? Welcome back to Leicester versus Man City in what is final game of what has been an year to what has been a season to forget till now. I would say not any year to forget because we must remember we have won the because we must remember we have actually won four in a row, a feat that has never been achieved by anyone else. It's Kovacic gives it away, but Kovacic wins it back. That is much better. Tenacious. Kevin De Bruyne over the bar from Kevin De Bruyne. Over the bar from Kevin De Bruyne there. Kevin De Bruyne. I mean, as people join in, we'll chat about a couple of interesting news that has come around in terms of the transfers and stuff. Leicester City passing around well. You must remember Leicester were 1-0 up against Liverpool. Leicester are fighting relegation, but Leicester have been good in the last 2-3 games, even though they've lost. Look at how they're going forward. Will they score? Bloody. That was just, I think was it Patson Daka? No, it wasn't Patson Daka, but that was close. The targeting the side of Rico Lewis, look at that. The winger on the outside, the opponent to the fullback on the outside. Always a space. Always a space. And India curled it in from such a range, to be honest. So it's actually gonna be interesting. Ricolis is not a fullback. I mean, news is coming of Ola Aina being targeted for the fullback position, but we'll see. Rico Lewis, Manuel Akanji. I mean, apart from Rico Lewis, the backline looks quite solid there. I think maybe Pep would prefer Akanji right back. Diaz was available, it would be Akanji right back, Guardia left back, and Diaz and Ake playing as centre backs. I think that would be a very solid foundation. That was literally the team that won us the Champions League. Of course, Stones was there at fullback, but Guardiola wasn't there then. But centre back swam in the back four. To be honest, that's what I meant. Manuel Akanji trying to ping a ball through. Mateo Kovacic. That's excellent work by Mateo Kovacic carrying the ball. Bernardo Silva, Kovacic, Rico Lewis. There's a pass on. That is a wonderful ball. Kulus and Erling Haaland thought he had scored there, but a wonderful save from the keeper. Erling, I have you in my fantasy team. What else do you need? That was a great passage of play. Catherine Kelta. I mean, Rico Lewis, Kevin De Bruyne, boom. Cut back to Erling Haaland. As long as De Bruyne plays, I think Haaland supply will never go dry. It's after a long time that De Bruyne has started, so it's going to be absolutely very interesting. Josko Guardiol, Savinho, Josko Guardiol again, Nathan Ake. That is wonderful work there from Kovacic. पर पास करना था उसको अर्लिंग हालैंड को पास कर देना था. एक तो ज्यादा टच ले लिया कोवासिच ने पर कोई नहीं. The pressing of City is just intense. It's the sharpest I've seen in a while. Leicester City under Rune Van Nistelrooy are pressing. The pressing has been good as well. That is wonderful from Leicester City. But City you can see City's base, City's back four is in shape. The shape of City is extremely very good in that. That is wonderful there from Josko Guardiol for a goal kick. Excellent defending by Josko Guardiol. तो Josko Guardiol एंड सेविन्यो, ये कब गोल मार गया यार अपना पहला गोल पर सेविन्यो, सेविन्यो बैक टू Josko Guardiol, Josko Guardiol back to Nathan Ake, Manuel Akanji, Phil Foden, Mateo Kovacic, excellent hold up of the ball by Phil Foden. Kevin De Bruyne wide rara, that's been the template throughout the season. Sevinho should have cushioned it back to Erling Haaland. Leicester are under the cosh here, but so were Everton. तो क्या हुआ यार, एवर्टन ने तो 1-1 किया. Look at Leicester on the counter attack there. That's a penalty. बच गया माइकल ऑलिवर रेफरी था पर ऑफसाइड. जेमी वार्डी was offside over there. ना तो penalty था. They'll be checking for the penalty, पर that just sums up the season, this phase of play. We were on the attack, losing the ball, and then clearly offside. Clearly offside था जेमी वार्डी, but that just sums up as our season in a frame. अगर आपको एक frame बनाना है, वो एक पिक्चर गेमी वार्डी गोइंग थ्रू ऑन गोल, वो सम अप करता है. जब 3 मिनट आपके पास पोजीशन था, it never happened to City because whenever we lost the ball, there was always someone committing a tactical foul. Rodri तो Kovacic वो कर नहीं पा रहा है. Kovacic ना हमेशा ये देख रहा है कि बॉल प्रोग्रेस कैसे करूं, प्लेयर्स को कैसे टेक ऑन करूं. पर रॉड्री का क्या है कि अगर बॉल लूज हो जाए इस पोजीशन में तो मैं किस पोजीशन में रहूं, विच इज द बेस्ट पोजीशन फॉर मी टू रिकवर द बॉल. देखो माइंडसेट का डिफरेंस है बस, रॉड्री और सिर्फ माइंडसेट का डिफरेंस है बस. रॉड्री कोवासिच में टेक्निकल एबिलिटी प्रोबेबली कोवासिच टेक्निकली बेटर है रॉड्री से इन टर्म्स ऑफ डूइंग हिज ओन थिंग्स, पर रॉड्री का वो सोच है ना, दैट आई मीन पीपल से बाय जुबिमेंडी, पीपल से बाय एडरसन, पर क्या वो सोच जुबिमेंडी का, क्या वो सोच है, that's actually something which I'm not sure about. Kevin De Bruyne with the free kick, सेंट्रल पोजीशन है तो डुब्राइना ही लेगा. दिस नो आर्ग्यूमेंट अबाउट लेफ्ट फुट लेगा, राइट फुट लेगा, नथिंग लाइक दैट. डुब्राइना ही लेगा क्योंकि ये सेंट्रल है. I think he's gonna curl it onto the left hand side, डुब्राइना का left hand side. Oh, that was the plan, but it hit the wall, and the ball had a lot of top spin on it. Well done by Bernardo Silva. Josko Guardiol, Kevin De Bruyne, Manuel Akanji. What? मैं व्हाट अ बॉल बोलना था पर वो तो केविन डी ब्रुयने ने, it's not back to his full fitness. केविन डी ब्रुयने ने दूसरे प्लेयर को दे दिया. दैट वाज सच अ सिंपल पास टू कंप्लीट. वो तो स्कॉट मैकटोमिनी भी कंप्लीट कर लेता यार, वो इतना सिंपल स्विच ऑफ प्ले था क्योंकि प्रेशर ही नहीं था ना. डी ब्रुयने not under pressure can complete any pass on any angle in a football pitch. There's absolutely no doubt about it. आप न्यूकैसल का मैच देख लो लास्ट सीजन, आई थिंक अराउंड जनवरी फरवरी, De Bruyne from an impossible angle. एंड माइकल ओवन बोल रहा था कि उसने 3-4 बार देखा वो पास को. हाउ डिड to even know that a pass existed. That is what Kevin De Bruyne is. But बोलते हैं ना, even the mighty fall before time. बोलते हैं समय बड़े बड़े दिग्गज लोगों का भी धूल छटा देता है. आई थिंक दैट kind of has happened with Kevin De Bruyne in a way. It's not the end, but we all know where it's kind of going. With respect to Kevin De Bruyne, it's almost going. Downhill and is 35 into 2, expect that. The mistake was, how do you leave as Manchester City? How do you leave Kevin De Bruyne till 35, knowing he has injury problems in the last 4-5 साल में? How do you even leave him without a backup? शायद सोचे थे फिल फोर्डन वो बैकअप होगा, पर फैब्रिजियो रोमानो ने बोला था कि कल उसकी ट्रांसफर शो में City are surely gonna sign a centre back, a full back and a midfielder. उसने बोला कि सिटी 5 साइनिंग्स को देख रही है, बट श्योरली दे विल गो फॉर अ फुल बैक, अ सेंटर बैक एंड मिडफील्डर. और फुल बैक का तो अभी रूमर्स नहीं थे, दे आर लाइक वेरी स्ट्रांग दैट सिटी आर गोइंग फॉर ओला आइना ऑफ नॉटिंघम फॉरेस्ट. That will be fantastic. That will be great, to be honest. Ola Aina is just superb, but he's 28. I think when we got Walker, कब था वो, almost 2017. अब Walker 32 है तो 2017, almost 8 years back. Walker was around 24, 25 when we got him. I think Ola Aina for me is 2 years older than the age profile probably जो 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 मुझे comfortable लगेगा, क्योंकि with explosive players again, it is good that if you get them somewhere around 24, 25, because at Vardy is offside. I think Vardy is surely offside. Wonderful by Rico Lewis, but Jamie Vardy was offside there. And Jamie Vardy is telling offside nahi, offside nahi, offside there, Mr. Jamie Vardy. That is an excellent line there. That is a wonderful line there. Nathan Ake बहुत अच्छे से कमेंट कर रहा है. Wonderful. So Olaina, मुझे Olaina का पेस पसंद है. Is very athletic. Is very good in 1v1 defending. पर मुझे ना ओलाइन अगर 26 का होता, 25 26, परफेक्ट एज प्रोफाइल टू कम एंड रिप्लेस वॉकर. पर मे बी आई थिंक यंगर ऑल्टरनेटिव के लिए जाएंगे इन द समर. एंड आई मीन यू कैन गेट 3-4 years out of ओलाइन for sure. If you manage it well, कुछ खास इंजरी प्रॉब्लम्स नहीं है, प्रीमियर लीग को समझता है, इंस्टेंट प्लग इन प्ले बोलते हैं ना, दैट इज ओलाइन. परफेक्टली फिट होगा टीम पे. फॉरेस्ट के लिए भी बॉक्स के अंदर आता है, काइंड ऑफ नॉट एग्जैक्टली इन्वर्टेड पर इन्वर्टेड खेलता है. इट्स लाइक ओलाइन इज perfect. Ricolo is wonderful there. Erling Haaland. Ricolo is Erling Haaland. दूसरे दो अलग अलग लिंक देख रहे थे और दो अलग अलग मीटिंग ज्वाइन हो गए. both were not on the same page anyway. I mean, लेस्टर देख रही है कि सिटी को प्रेस के अंदर कैसे ड्रॉ करे. I mean, that is not something new, but the interesting thing here is what City are doing. City are not being drawn into the press. अब सेविन्यो को देखो, सेविन्यो ट्रिगर है प्रेस का. सेविन्यो is not going into the press when the center backs of Leicester have the ball. उनका ट्रिगर है कि जब वाइड प्लेयर्स, लेस्टर का वाइड प्लेयर्स जब रिसीव करे, that is when the trigger of the press is getting activated. This is better क्योंकि प्रेसिंग प्रॉब्लम था अगेंस्ट एवर्टन. And the way we are defending is also very very good. The threat of Jamie Vardy is there, but हम तो offside trap खेल रहे हैं, and offside trap very well खेल रहे हैं. And it's still a bit of concern कि Jamie Vardy का passes मिले, वो offside था but still passes मिले. That means our press is still not strong enough. Still you're giving time on the ball. That is a wonderful save from Stefan Ortega. I think miscommunication था Josko Guardiola और Stefan Ortega के बीच में that was definitely not offside. Same, it was Patson Daka or Josko Guardiola again. That is a defensive blunder from Josko Guardiola. नहीं यार उसका समय भी ठीक नहीं चल रहा है. And Stefan Ortega's wonderful save. नहीं यार उसका समय बिल्कुल ही ठीक नहीं चल रहा है स्टेफेनो आई मीन यस्को ग्वार्डियल का पीपल आर डाउटिंग हिज डिफेंसिव कैपेबिलिटीज पर अगर मुझसे पूछो तो ही स्टिल a premier defender ठीक है लेफ्ट बैक पे खेल रहा है whatever but he still but is still very much a supreme premium defender if you ask me. Rico Lewis. Manuel Akanji. I mean, Josko Guardiola का सिर्फ talent, I mean not talent, sorry, it's just confidence का कमी लग रहा है बस. Other than that, Josko Guardiola just looks absolutely very very good. Wonderful ball there by Kevin De Bruyne. This is excellent there from Phil Foden. Savinho. And Savinho gets his first goal. Savinho gets his first goal for City. Savinho gets his first goal for City. Wow. क्या फिनिश था यार सेविन्यो का क्या फिनिश था यार that was a superb finish from Savinho. Gotham says Savinho scores his first. What a finish from Savinho. And the pass from De Bruyne was fantastic. And then Phil Foden tried for the shot, but then Savinho on the follow-up. The finish is sublime. The finish is excellent. The finish is very, very good. Phil Foden with the assist, if you consider it in fantasy terms, maybe fantasy football terms, but what a goal! Katham just before 2024 ends. Katham, let's hope the next goal is not before 2025 ends. But just imagine if he starts if he starts his goal scoring from now on the last day, I mean almost on the last day for us 2024 for City, I mean that would be superb. That would be superb. Phil Foden, that's a foul on Phil Foden. By the way, Gautam, what do you think about Olaina? What do you feel about Olaina? He's been linked to us through multiple outlets to replace Kyle Walker, Nottingham Forest, fullback, 28 years of age. What do you think about the transfer? Fabrizio has told yesterday that City will definitely sign a fullback, centre back, and a midfielder. City looking for 5 signings, but 3 are sure, and then the 2 they'll depend on the market, which means a striker and another midfielder. So, what do you think about Olaina? Gautam says he is playing at a different position. Savinho? Savinho is playing. Savinho is playing left wing today. Generally plays. Yeah, Savinho is playing left wing today. You mean Savinho, right? Yeah, Savinho today is playing left wing because Doku is not there. Okay, Nottingham guy. Nottingham guy. Okay, he's is he playing a different position? I mean, let me just. No, he plays it right back. He plays it right back. Ola Aina, he plays it right back. Ola Aina, he plays it right back. Right back, 22 years of age. I mean, sometimes comes into the midfield, but generally he plays it right back, the Nottingham guy. For me, Gautam, honestly, the age profile is the only concerning thing because I think on this channel we have spoken about it, I think, regarding Ola Aina and Anthony Robinson. And we actually loved Ola Aina. I mean, the way he defends, his pace. I think his pace is as good as Walker. I'm just not seeing him much, to be honest. Okay, okay, okay. Nottingham Forest is pace and everything is good. Is good. His pace and everything is good. One-on-one defending is good. But for me, 28 years of age, do you think 20? We should go for a much younger right back. But the advantage with Aina is you are getting someone 28 years of age. I think at least for 2 to 3 years, he'll give you at his extreme prime, top level, and is a Nigerian, and generally Nigerians are strongly built and they're not as much injury prone. Not as much injury prone. Most of the Nigerians, at least I have seen, or most of the Africans, in fact. So I think injury is not a concern. He will instantly fit into the team. Manuel Akanji with the ball. Nathan Ake. Gautam says, yeah, at this point, anything will do in place of Walker. I mean, it's good that Pep is actually now dropping Walker, to be honest, because I thought Pep would be even more adamant and he would not consider dropping Walker, but he's doing good. You know the thing about Olaina is excellent at scoring goals and is excellent at crossing as well. He has crossing, he has passing. Unlike Kyle Walker, he can score goals as well. I think he already has 3 or 4 goals. Oh, they're telling me facing a technical issue with the broadcast provider right now. Stay tuned. Exactly, Gautam, exactly. Hotstar stream has a technical issue, exactly. जब हमारा match होता है, that's when all of this happens. And Gautam, another transfer is Jonathan David. What do you think about him? Jonathan David of Lille. He is, a lot of outlets are reporting that City have identified him as an undercover to Erling Haaland. I mean, would Jonathan David actually come to play second fiddle to Erling Haaland? It's interesting because Jonathan David already has been very good in the Champions League. Many teams like Arsenal and even Chelsea, the reporting have eye on him. To be honest, so uh, Jonathan David is interesting for me. I mean, people ना लोग compare करते हैं job with, yes, now the stream has written, but लोग compare करते हैं Julian Alvarez with Jonathan David. Seen it in a couple of City fan forums and stuff. But Julian Alvarez was kind of an unknown. We were taking him from the River Plate system. Jonathan David has played Champions League at a high level. He scored against teams like Madrid and stuff. Lille have been doing fantastically well this season. Josko Guardiol, Bernardo Silva, Erling Haaland still can't get a goal. My God, Erling, एक तो मार ले गोल, एक गोल तो मार ले. I mean, the energy to run back has also been good. Against Everton, it was shit. Against Everton, it was absolutely shit. We clipped at the end where the referee was actually running faster than our players. If you see 93rd minute, 94th minute, I think 95th minute, when Everton had a 4v2 against us in their favor, तब तो referee was running faster than our players in terms of recovering. Nathan Ake, Manuel Akanji. I think this squad almost looks the best out of all the squads is actually put out in the last 3-4 matches. You keep midfield both fit. Bernardo Silva, Kovacic, and Foden. It's De Bruyne effectively on the right wing. Josko Guardiol, Kovacic. Nathan Kovacic again, Phil Foden. आई थिंक फोर्डन स्वैप कर रहा है डुब्राइना से, तो विंग पर विंग तो उसका पोजीशन नहीं है. इज दैट अ पेनल्टी और गोल किक? I can only see a tangle of the legs there. It's nothing but a goal kick. Gautam says, I think Kyogo would have been a better second figure. The movement of Kyogo, Gautam, is insane. The movement of Kyogo is absolutely insane. Kyogo is experienced, but then with Jonathan David again, maybe City expect Erling Haaland to move out after 2 to 3 years, and then Jonathan David will develop by then. I think that should be the thing. Otherwise, there's no point in how you convince Jonathan David to come a young 20, 21, 22 year old striker who would start in any of the other teams. How would you convince him to come? Kyogo, 28, 29 years old, would be perfect for him, like you said. The summer, I don't know. The summer we did some blunders, to be honest. Sanderberger को sign कर लेना चाहिए था. Sanderberger from Fulham, to be honest. I mean, who joined Fulham? That would have been an interesting signing. That would have been an exciting signing. Erling Haaland with the press. लेस्टर का ना सारा खेल सेंटर बैक्स के बीच में, it's between center backs, to be honest. Gautam says the most interesting signing will be Danny Olmo. Barcelona has 48 hours to register and the clock is ticking. I mean, Barcelona, it seems, filed an appeal and the court has rejected, and they've appealed the judgment of the court, and it is posted to Monday, I think. Barcelona's appeal in the court. Gautam says Tixiki masterclass for one last time. Leicester with the ball in a dangerous position. But Gautam, would you sign Danny Olmo, for example, if you were in Pep's position or Texige's position? Would you take Danny Olmo at City? Because for me, again, is a risk. He is a very good player. We need that drive, his drive in the midfield, but he's having huge injury record. I mean, his injury record is not at all good. What a ball that was into the box. How the hell is Buonate being given the time to cross the ball? So much time to bloody cross the ball into the box. What the hell? What were you doing there, Savinho? How can he have so much time to cross the ball into the box? Unacceptable here. Unacceptable. Eh? But yeah, Danny Olmo for me. I mean, when I saw that news, Gautam, I was like, very good. I mean, Danny Olmo, could we swoop in front for him? But injury record is not good again. Danny Olmo's injury record is not at all good. There's no news absolutely in the midfielder. It's all gone quiet. Who will be that midfielder that City will look to sign? There's absolutely nothing on it. Gautam says, well, if you can sign him for free, then I would take a punt. Yes, yes, yes. I think But then we should not sign him for a free and stop there. We need to consider him as an addition to our transfer plans. I mean, my fear is we sign him and then Tixike stops and thinks we have got the required midfield cover. That's it. And most probably, I think James McAtee will be leaving in January, so there will be a spot uh, which will be empty for Danny Olmo to come in. Centre back is the most interesting one of all. Absolutely no news linking us to any name, but Fabrizio Romano told that we will be signing a centre back in this winter transfer window. Kadam says he'll add more value than Gundo. That is there. His obviously his legs, Danny Olmo in 20s, right? So his legs and everything are much, obviously they're much more than Gundogan. And also I think it will unlock Gundogan, for example. It will allow Gundogan to play in that attacking midfield role, which is his strength. I mean, this season, Josko Guardiola has lost the ball, but Kovacic has done extremely well. Erling Haaland to shoot, Erling Haaland to score. No, no. I thought Erling Haaland almost scored there. What the hell? The receiving of the ball escaped past a couple of challenges, cutting superbly. Score कैसे नहीं किया Erling. Erling had to score over there. I want a Haaland hat trick today just to break my fantasy team. My fantasy team has been hurt very bad because Saka is out with a hamstring injury. Gautam says Jumaba is the centre back. I'll actually look at him, Gautam. Jumaba. Actually look at him. Uh, Jumaba is interesting because I've not heard of him. It was you who has told me last time. Oh, he plays as a centre back for Real Valladolid. 18 years of age. Wow. 18 years of age, and he looks like bloody 31 years of age in maturity. Wow. Yeah, I actually think it's actually between City and Newcastle because all of the news is that Kovacic with the ball, something happened in the penalty box, but I did not see that. And Kovacic driving with the ball superbly, is carrying the ball superbly. Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, Kovacic, Phil Foden loses the ball, but the news is Newcastle United submit offer for Zuma Ba, and there's also City there. City are looking to swoop in on Zuma Ba, so that will be very interesting. The sporting centre back is also very interesting actually. What's his name? I don't remember his name, but the sporting centre back Diamande, Usmane Diamande. Diamande is actually is very good. I'll actually see a couple of his clips, but yeah, there's a lot of news from reliable outlets that City could swoop into sign him. The ball just refuses to go in for Leicester. Kevin De Bruyne, Erling Haaland, could City go on a counter attack here? Erling Haaland running through. What a ball that is from Erling Haaland to Phil Foden. The cross from Foden was not the best to be honest, but City are in a defensive shambles at the back. Williams says the physicality, the defensive brain at his age is lit. I'll say he slips, but just by looking at him, he just looks superb, already so composed. And also he's from Sierra Leone. which means I think if I'm not wrong, Antonio Rudiger is also from that place, Sierra Leone, right? He plays for Germany, but he was born there, Sierra Leone. Yeah. I mean, so the build of Jumaba is like he will be a rock. Just imagine Jumaba and Ruben Diaz playing. That would just be something else. I mean, Ola Aina, Yasko Guardiol, Jumaba, and Ruben Diaz. Superb. Kevin De Bruyne, Nathan Ake. I mean, apart from the Savinho shot, creativity is just not there again. No chances created. Haaland maybe had a couple of headers, but that's it. Josko Guardiol, De Bruyne losing the ball. That would to a fellow midfielder. It's the last time you've seen that. Kovacic has been brilliant today. I mean, the way he's driving with the ball, man, I mean, just imagine Kovacic or Rodri South में खेलते तो that would just be superb. Rodri holding Kovacic driving with the ball. Gautam says the physicality we need in corners. Gautam, first, I think we need a set piece coach. The current set piece coach is thrash, I think. Otherwise, without a coach also, I mean, easily, इससे अच्छा ही खेलते हैं. I mean, let us look at the scores. Everton Forest 0-0. Interesting. Goals have already scored against Spurs. Aitnauri with the assist and Hisham. And it's already 1-1 also. It's 12th minute and it's already 1-1. Spurs Wolves. This is interesting. He Chang is playing strike today. There's no Leicester with a corner. Leicester with a bloody corner. It's already 1-1. Spurs. That's interesting. Fulham Bournemouth is 0-0. I'll just check the lineups. And Rodrigo Bentancur scores for Spurs. I don't know, Spurs is just like, uh, ping pong game. I mean, Spurs score and they concede a lot as well. Leicester with the corner. That is well done. There's a chance for a counter attack there. I think Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva, Manuel Akanji. If we can get one more, ek aur agar, if we can score before the break, that would just be superb. Manuel Akanji, Kovacic. Phil Foden, Rico Lewis. Rico Lewis again. Kanji Gautam says Trent leaving is good news, but I wanted VVD and Salah to leave as well. Virgil van Dijk, I think, will stay for. He has given a statement. He'll stay for 3 4 years. But again, with Salah, the thing is interesting. Again, with Salah, a very quick player. You just never know when the decline comes because Kyle Walker as well. We didn't see that decline coming. It just came, so you never know. It could be any time there. But is it confirmed, Gautam, that Trent is leaving? Because there were reports that he might want to stay. Just don't know. But yeah, like you said, a lot of reports are pointing towards Trent leaving. But then I think they have got that fullback guy. What's his name? Connor Bradley. His, I mean, no one can be as much creative as Trent, especially a fullback. But that is excellent one from De Bruyne. Erling Haaland should score. Ah, how did we not score over there? How the hell did we not score over there? De Bruyne did wonderfully well there. Gautam says, but then I realized Madrid is becoming a cyborg. I mean, the news about Madrid is, I mean, they're also in talks to sign Alfonso Davies. Just imagine Trent on the right, Alfonso Davies on the left with uh, Antonio Rudiger and someone else in the middle. I mean, Mbappe, Vinicius Junior, Rodrigo, Bellingham. What the hell is that squad? I mean, and this time we are in the FIFA World Cup, and playing the FIFA World Cup will give us an extra boost in the transfer window because if you just participate in the FIFA World Cup, you're getting around 60 million pounds, and winning the FIFA World Cup will give you 100 million pounds in total. I mean, that is the same amount of money you earn if you're winning the Champions League. So I mean, FIFA Club World Cup is could be an excellent thing for teams to bolster their FFP, whatever rules in the transfer window, and I think it's fairly easy to progress to at least the semi-finals of the FIFA Club World Cup. Generally, because you have teams playing from South America and stuff. So I think you can earn around 70, 80 million pounds just by going to the semi-finals of the FIFA Club World Cup, which will help your transfer window. That is something interesting. FIFA and UEFA are just fighting for that dominance. Bayaji is here. Bayaji, how are you doing? Bayaji says Haaland can't score, KDB can't create. Lucky not to have conceded at least two. I mean, defensive shambles. Bayaji defensive shambles. Oh, वो corner था and I mean it hit the bar and then Buonate crosses one and it misses everybody. I mean I think there might be more, but on the top of my head I remember two or three. I mean defensively not at all. I mean somehow we get the points. Thing is somehow we get the points and we move on to and we move on to the January transfer window. That is crucial. I mean there are a couple of players we are linked with in the transfer window. I was actually discussing with Gautam. Olaina is one, Jonathan David is another, Juma Ba is another one. So centre back, a full back, a right back, and a striker. How can Jamie Vardy get so much room to run? I think the problem is the midfield. The problem is the midfield. We can blame the centre back. Some Rico Lewis को blame कर सकते हैं, but the problem is the bloody midfield because the midfield is not pressing high. The midfield is not going well. So when the midfield doesn't go well, it's easy for the centre backs to ping one over the top, for the striker to run on to. Midfield पे legs ही कहाँ है? Midfield better last midfield say against Everton or the game before, but still Kovacic, De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, legs किसके पास है? Average age of our midfield is 31 years. That is the simple problem. 31 years. These people need to sign not one but two midfielders. अभी तो लिंक्स में सिर्फ एक ही आ रहा है, but we need to sign two midfielders. Bayeji says KDB looks done in PL. Can't hold on to the ball at all. Haaland was more creative than KDB. Haaland का खेल अच्छा था, to be honest, Bayeji, because there was one instance when he tracked back, got the ball, and then he dribbled past to one or two players, and then he struck it. It just went a bit past the the post. So Haaland I think was better compared to the previous games. But sir, where is the service to Haaland? That is the problem. There is, yes, he got one good cross on De Bruyne. Apart from that, one good cut back from De Bruyne, but where is the service to Haaland? सर्विस ही नहीं है तो क्या ही कर सकता है अर्लिंग हालैंड, दैट इज द थिंग. Why this is both fullbacks inverting and we still can't stop counters. But Bayaji, they are going on the outside, right? For example, with Rico Lewis inverting, they are going on the outside. Crosses are coming from outside, and both inverting is always a problem. And also they're going the aerial route. There's no point in inverting fullbacks against Leicester because there's no one in Leicester, probably apart from Goanate, there's no one in Leicester who will cut through you. The ball is gonna be over the top. So I don't actually see sense in क्यों invert कर रहे दोनों fullback. I don't see a sense in that, to be honest. Habai, this is Haaland once in his life goes Ankara Messi mode, but bad finishing. I think it probably. I thought he'll hit a powerful finish into the corner, but then he tried to, side foot it into the far post. Was a difficult finish, to be honest. A little bit difficult finish because. Sorry, he chose the near post, to be honest, and it was a difficult finish because the keeper was closing on him. I think अगर वो target पे भी रहता तो the keeper would have saved it. He had to go the far post there. But Savinho ka finish superb था onto the roof. It reminded me a bit of Sergio Aguero. Not comparing him to Savinho, that can never be done, but it reminded me of Sergio Aguero near post roof पे क्या मारता था यार Sergio. Superb. And by the way, Baiji, what do you think about Olaina, Nottingham Forest right back? Because we have been linked to him, so it will be interesting. I quite like him, but age profile is something which I'm a bit worried about. Olaina, 28 years of age. Southampton leading against Crystal Palace. आज ही होना था. I've had Mitchell in my fantasy team, and this is what happens. And Forest score against Everton. मेरा तो दो दो एवर्टन डिफेंडर्स है इन फैंटेसी टीम. आई हैव थ्री एवर्टन डिफेंडर्स इन फैंटेसी टीम एंड that's it. I think is week of fantasy Satyanas done. They're showing the finish from Erling Haaland. Biology says Savinho scores thanks to out of box shot by Foden. Exact opposite of Pep philosophy. But I mean, Bayaji, can you just describe Josko Guardiola's defending? I think it was shambolic, to be honest. Absolutely shambolic. आज ना सिर्फ उसकी उसकी वजह से ही दो गोल कंसीड कर देते यॉस्को ग्वार्डियोल की वजह से. क्या डिफेंडिंग कर रहा वो तो अब इरफान पठान बन गया. ही हैज बिकम द इरफान पठान ऑफ मैनचेस्टर सिटी बॉलिंग के लिए लाए पर कर रहा है बैटिंग, वो भी नंबर 3 पे, और बोल रहा है ओपनिंग भी भेज दो, वो भी कर लूंगा. We bought him to be a centre back, and he's had the highest touches after Erling Haaland inside the penalty box for City. He has more touches than Erling Haaland inside the penalty box for City. Second highest goal scorer for City. अब तो ये इरफान पठानी बन गया. They're showing the Wolves game where it's 1-1. Spurs ka. Baiji, what is a success according to you this season? According to you, what is a success for City this season? Because Bhaiji says, despite his goal involvements, Guardiola not worth more than 40 million. One lethal mistake every game. Paisa barbad. But the only thing, Bhaiji, is that he is just 21 years of age. So I mean, in a way, I think if he gives you 10 years at the top level, and at 21 years of age, I think he will improve his defending, because defending is almost an experience game. The more you're experienced, you become better in the later years. And he's fairly injury free. I'm thinking 33, 34 tak rahega, so it's almost 13 years. 100 million pounds is, I mean, you typically spend that much money, because in a 13-year cycle you typically buy at least 2 to 3 center backs on an average. Agar 40 million एक center back पे, if we take, I think we have got him 20 million pounds cheaper, if you actually think he can go on till 33, 34 years of age. हाँ, डिफेंसिवली improve करना है, पर वो बस 21 years है, so I think he can actually do it. I mean, अभी लग रहा है कि कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं है उसमें. कॉन्फिडेंस आई थिंक इज सच अ वाइटल पार्ट ऑफ डिफेंडर्स गेम, क्योंकि वर्ल्ड कप में तो वन ऑन वन डिफेंडिंग बहुत अच्छा था. He was fantastic. Only Messi could triple pass him. He was very, very good. And we must remember, I think he's a big moments player. He has a great shot from outside the box. Very, very good from very, very good play. I think time देना चाहिए maybe. But I think he's low on confidence. भाई जिसे सीएल स्पॉट, एफए कप, बस और कुछ नहीं चाहिए. वुड हैव लव्ड इट इफ पेप ट्रस्टेड निको रायली दिस सीजन. हाँ, इफ पेप ट्रस्टेड निको रायली, जैकब राइट, जेम्स मैकेटी और ज्यादा ये सीजन हम ये लॉसेस ले लेते, इट वुड नॉट हैव बीन एज दिस थिंग. लॉसेस ले लेते, क्योंकि इफ दिस सीजन फॉर मी मेंट कि एक नया डीएम या कैम उभर के आ रहा है, आई मीन इज कमिंग थ्रू लाइक निको रायली, दिस सीजन वाज वर्थ इट, जो कुछ भी हुआ. पर द प्रॉब्लम इज हम वो पुराने ओल्ड पीपल से, योर गुंडोगन्स, बर्नार्डो सिल्वास, काइल वॉकर हार रहे, उनको ही चांस दे रहे. See, when the result is anyway defeat, why don't you give Nico Riley a chance? Why don't you give McAtee a chance? वो प्रॉब्लम, वो बहुत that thing has actually made me feel very bad. तुम जब हार ही रहे हो, क्यों वो पुराने लेग्स के साथ हार रहे हो? काइल वॉकर जो पोजीशन में जाता है क्रॉस ही नहीं कर पाता है. गुंडोगन, I mean, Nico O'Reilly, simply by bringing more legs into the midfield, would have maybe got us 4 5 extra points. Simple. Jacob Wright, just by bringing in more legs, could have saved us games. I mean, हम midfield पे games इसलिए आ रहे हैं क्योंकि legs नहीं है. I mean, तुम गुंडोगन, डुब्राइन, बर्नार्डो का मिडफील्ड बनाओ और उनको बोलो जमा के प्रेस करो. क्या प्रेस करे पूछेंगे वो पेप ग्वार्डियोला से. You're asking an average midfield of 32 years of age to carry out your intense press to win the ball back within 4 seconds. ये भी मांगो ना पेप सुपरमैन की तरह फ्लाई करके गोल डिफेंड करो, ये भी मांग लो. It's the equivalent of asking your center backs to fly and defend the goal. That's how bad it is asking Gundogan, De Bruyne and Kovacic, that midfielder, Gundogan, Bernardo, Kovacic, that midfield to press. Everyone's about 30. Aris says, hey bro, I'm back. Had a hectic schedule, hence couldn't join from long time. Will be regular again. Hope with my return, City also returns and your predictions and also your predictions, Arush. Been missing your predictions and hope 2024 में तो at least return करे City and your predictions come true. The last time you're giving predictions and they were so good. Arush says views on Savinho on left wing. I mean, interesting है पर I don't think it's sustainable in the long term. क्योंकि आप I mean सेविनियो को जब लेफ्ट विंग पे खिला रहे हो ना, it's almost like you're doing anti pep things. देखो पेप का मेन फिलोसफी क्या है? It's like wingers wide, which means your Kevin De Bruyne, your Phil Foden, Gundogan, who are placed in the midfield, can have those can occupy those small spaces. The centre back and the full back के बीच में और space होगा जो आपका midfielders exploit कर रहे हो. अब क्या हो रहा है कि I think on the Everton game also I was very sad on this and we discussed this. I was quite frustrated with this. I mean Savinho invert कर रहा है, right? Left footer cutting in, Savinho invert कर रहा है. फिर तो आई मीन राइट विंग से भी फोर्डन भी इन्वर्ट कर रहा है, तो सेविनियो आप लेफ्ट विंग पे खिलाओगे, हु विल यू प्ले इन द राइट विंग? डोकू इज नॉट सूटेड टू द राइट विंग, सो फोर्डन भी इन्वर्ट कर रहा है, तो द मिडफील्ड पे आपका प्लेस किधर है? व्हाट डिड वी ट्राई अगेंस्ट एस्टन विला, व्हाट डिड वी ट्राई अगेंस्ट एवर्टन? पासिंग थ्रू द मिडफील्ड, क्रॉसेस डालेगा तो हेड कौन करेगा? हालैंड को तो हेडिंग आता नहीं. So when you want to cut through the opposition through the midfield, space कहाँ है? जब आपका winger inside cut कर रहा है, winger space create करेगा. Now you might say Josko Guardiola will go on the outside and all of that, पर defensively weak हो रहे हो ना. Rico Lewis will also, I mean अब देखो Rico Lewis cut in कर रहा है, Josko Guardiola भी actually cut in कर रहा है, is not going on the outside. Guardiola cut in कर रहा है, Lewis cut in कर रहा है, Foden cut in कर रहा है. स्पेस किधर है आपका मिडफील्ड पे? नो स्पेस. दैट इज द बिगेस्ट ड्रॉबैक ऑफ सेविनियो प्लेइंग ऑन द लेफ्ट विंग. सेविनियो एट जिरोना मैंने जो भी देखा, ऑन द राइट विंग होल्डिंग विड्थ, on the right wing holding width, and then he comes inside at the opportune moment. Stretch. I mean, just by when Pep ka ek, I think it was an analysis where Pep came, I think, onto one of Sky Sports show, and he said that, and someone asked him, why are you angry when a player, positionally he comes in and scores a goal, but he did not do what you asked him for? What Pep says is, just by standing in a position itself, you can affect a game. Just by holding the width, he can stretch the defense and affect the game. So what Savinho is doing, just look at him, uska shape, Savinho ka shape. Kitna andar खेल, there's no space in the midfield to be honest to drive. Why Foden is not scoring goals this season? Simple thing. सब लोग कट इन कर रहे हैं, फोर्डन को स्पेस ही नहीं है. Absolutely zero space. Aris, I think one of the biggest problem we're facing is confidence. Pep is right, we're playing good for most of the times. But when it is like we doubt ourselves and concede easy goals, I think confidence, it's not even about confidence. Yes, we are not confident, of course, but legs nahi hai na midfield pe, which means no connection to your attack, no connection to your defense. Bayaji put it absolutely well. KDB cannot create, Bernardo cannot press, Haaland cannot score. Simple. आपका midfield नहीं है, which means your defense is always exposed to the counter attack, and Haaland is not getting service. Create कौन कर रहा है? That is a big drawback. I mean, 95th minute में, or if you put on the Everton game, 95th minute में that एक clip है which just sums up the entire season in a frame. City lose the ball एवर्टन को 4v2, सिटी का प्लेयर स्प्रिंट बैक कर रहे होते, गुंडोगन एंड बर्नार्डो सिल्वा एंड ऑल. रेफरी है ना, रेफरी स्प्रिंट्स बैक फास्टर देन गुंडोगन, रेफरी स्प्रिंट्स बैक फास्टर देन बर्नार्डो सिल्वा. That just summed up everything that is wrong with City. Midfield पे legs lao and 80% of your problems will be solved. Erling Haaland is going through one-on-one, but it's a foul called by the referee. Arush says, anyways, a win is coming today for sure. I want a hat trick for Erling Haaland, Arush. Otherwise, my fantasy is just done. Arush, thoughts on Ola Aina, Nottingham Forest. We are apparently looking to sign him at City. Replacement for Kyle Walker, right back. And also, we are looking to sign Jonathan David. Leicester on the ball. देखो प्रेस ही नहीं कर पा रहे, not able to get the ball of Leicester the second half. That is another problem. RSS, if you see, this isn't a recent problem. Since last December, we have been conceding a lot, that too mostly on the counter. The chances Haaland miss has gradually increased. That is true. That is true. Per problem, the the problem is we don't have Rodri. क्योंकि Rodri था ना, Rodri was diffusing a lot of dangerous situations quite early. तो ठीक है, हम कंसीड कर रहे थे, पर Rodri was diffusing a lot of dangerous situations early. अब Kovacic का क्या है ना, Kovacic first instance, Rodri's first kind of thinking is, if the team loses the ball, where should I be? But Kovacic's first thinking is, how should I drive forward? Simple change in it, and that's not Kovacic's mistake. That's the board's mistake. कि साइन नहीं किए डीएम को, क्योंकि वो डीएम वाला सोच ना अलग होती है. That's why it's bloody difficult to find good CDMs, because the way they think in itself is different. The way they anticipate the game is different. They have to anticipate 2 3 scenarios in their mind, and then they have to be prepared for any of those scenarios. That is what DM. And Buonada is through on goal, and it's a corner. Michael and the VR is gonna check it. I think शायद penalty है, पर मुझे पता नहीं, शायद penalty है, मुझे पता नहीं. Definitely is not offside. It's nothing actually. It's absolutely nothing. It's absolutely nothing. Ake did not even touch Buonate, I think. Aru says, yeah, you're right. We should have made some signings to overcome our problems in summer. No offense to Gundo, but we needed a strong young CDM. Arus, there are people blaming Gundogan and stuff, but Gundogan ka to, I mean, which position has Gundogan been a success at City? Gundogan to CDM पे कभी success था ही नहीं City के लिए. Gundogan was always a success when he was playing box to box, attacking midfield, and attacking midfield, arriving in the box और वो सब ना. तो गुंडोगन को लाया भी इसलिए कि अटैकिंग मिडफील्ड के लिए. गुंडोगन लास्ट सीजन इन ला लीगा was had more assists than Jude Bellingham. Was the highest assists. He was second best player in La Liga playing attacking midfield for Barcelona. गुंडोगन का आइडिया था अटैकिंग मिडफील्ड खेलो. I think the idea there was right. You rotate between De Bruyne and Gundogan the creative responsibilities. चले जाता सीजन के लिए चल जाता ये सीजन के लिए before you get Florian Wirtz. Gundogan for almost 18-19 matches, De Bruyne for 18-19 matches in terms of और Foden भी खेल सकता था chip in, so that would have been a very good idea. पर problem क्या है कि CDM पे you played Gundogan at CDM, he does not have the legs at this age, वहाँ problem आ गया. I think as soon as Rodri was injured, ठीक है Kovacic जो भी खरा कर रहा था Kovacic, but when Kovacic was injured, Pep should have bitten the bullet and he should have gone for Nico O'Reilly और Jacob Wright. खिलाना था उन्हें Nico O'Reilly और Jacob Wright को CDM में. At least legs तो होते थे. So no offense to Gundo at all. He's been brought in to play camp. There's nothing do about it. पर प्रॉब्लम ये है कि हम ऑलरेडी सैंडबर्ग को साइन करने वाले थे and when Gundo came we didn't sign him. That is where I get angry. Why you didn't sign him? Anticipate नहीं किया Rodri का ACL. Rodri was shouting and shouting that इतना workload है मेरे ऊपर कुछ भी हो सकता है. He's been telling it to you for 1.5 years. You should have signed a young CDM. Sandberg जो भी who was happy to be honest to play second fiddle. Arus is a really think that Nunez deserves more some game time. Problem ये है ना Arus Nunez का उसका quality of first touch is not good enough to play as he's not creative to play as an attacking midfielder. The quality of his first touch and reading of the game is not good enough to play as a CDM. He does not still have that mentality temperament to play as a CDM. I think box to box खिला सकते हो. That is the only thing you can do, but I don't think Pep trusts him on in the midfield. I mean, Pep क्यों फोर्डन को wing पे खिलाया था, now also is playing, but generally the reason is Pep doesn't trust him in the midfield. It's a corner for City. Pep didn't trust Foden, and largely when now I don't think Pep trusts Foden in the midfield as much. The same Matthews Nunez का जब Foden is technically superior than Nunez to be honest. So or wing में I just don't think Nunez as a winger. I know he's put in some decent performances, पर 60 million पे और अच्छा winger आ जाता ना. You could have maybe for 60 million you could have gotten someone like a Serge Gnabry out of Bayern Munich. A game changing signing क्या हो सकता है? Rodrigo for Real Madrid. Rodrigo for Real Madrid को अगर City sign करती है in the summer would just be super fantastic. न्यूनियस तो एक पैनिक साइनिंग था. पेप को चाहिए था मिडफील्डर. अगर न्यूनियस की प्लेस पे हमें लुकस पाकेटा मिल जाता, आई थिंक पाकेटा कुड हैव प्लेड एज अ डीएम और पाकेटा कुड हैव प्लेड एज अ कैम बॉक्स टू बॉक्स. वो तीनों मिडफील्ड पोजीशंस कवर कर लेता. दैट इज द थिंग that look not signing Lucas Paqueta was it just it does so much. Raul Jimenez scores for Fulham. Palace और Southampton का 1-1. Trevor Chalobah scores for Palace. Fulham तो Fulham तो भयंकर फॉर्म में है. They're like so playing so well. Arush saying if Bruno Guimaraes release clause was less and if we could have signed him in the summer, then our position would have been a whole lot different. League jeet jate Arush. League jeet jate. The Premier League is the Premier League this season is not as uh, good. I mean, good in terms of quality. I mean, yes, Liverpool are winning matches, but that's because the top four are not as strong. I mean, if you actually see, we have lost match after match after match, and still, we are in fifth position. With this form, we are in fifth position, and we are what? Yes, and we're just 6 points of second. 6 points of second. I mean काउंट करो वो गेम्स जो हमें जीतने चाहिए थे. For example, I mean I'll add Everton. In any other season we get 2 more points from Everton. It's a free kick for Leicester, but we get 2 more points of Everton from Everton. वो Aston Villa का side, that Aston Villa side was actually very poor. We could have easily beaten them. Everyone's beaten them. That Spurs side at the Etihad, we could have beaten them. There, 2, 5, 8 points. I've counted 8 points over there. वो यूनाइटेड का derby any time. I mean, everyone's winning against United. That was one of the worst things. The United derby things. How did they even lose to that team? So 11 points. I've already got Everton got 2 points. I mean, Everton got 2 points. United के साथ 3 points. That is 5 points. Spurs के साथ 3 points. That Spurs side, I don't know how we lost to them. Everyone's winning against them. 8 points. United's to 11 points. I mean, easily, I think 11 points. I've counted 11 points in this run. I mean, add 11 more points to this total. 31, 41, for easy 11 points I've counted. It's not, I'm not telling we'll beat Bournemouth, this and that, but easy 11 points I've counted. It's 42 points. We would be on 42 points. Okay, Liverpool and us would be on same points, and Liverpool would have two games in hand, which means 6 points. I mean, at halfway stage, if you're just 6 points of the top, wow. It is not difficult to win the Premier League this season. It's not difficult to win the Premier League this season. मैंने अभी काउंट किया कितना easy points हमने ड्रॉप किए थे. Aru says United just had some luck that day. Whole match they did nothing great. I mean, a new news. Why the hell did he give that back pass? I don't understand. So easily, RS, we could have got 11 points at least. And I didn't even add that Brighton game. That Brighton game where we should have won 1-0 up at the Etihad. When was the last time we were 1-0 up at the Etihad and lost? Even if I add another point to that draw, we would have been 1 point ahead of Liverpool and they would be having two games in hand. That's it. I mean, people are telling City are in relegation form. City should be relegated. ठीक है सब ठीक है, but just look at the league table. The Premier League is in quality is not good season. Everyone's losing to everyone. Yes, it's entertainment, but in terms of general quality, I'm telling. I mean, Arsenal fans are like, oh, we can catch Liverpool this and that. I mean, Arsenal और हमारा difference कितना है? 5 points. Yes, we have played a game more, but 5 points. That's it. Even after we having the worst season in a decade, they seem to have one of the best seasons. Honestly, Aris, this was. What a goal line clearance that was. Savinho is. I thought Savinho was through on goal for a moment, but wonderful goal line defending from Manuel Akanji. I mean, just league में Nottingham Forest. I mean, nothing to take away from them, but just league में Nottingham Forest is second. I think we could have done well. But then that is the problem, Arish. Psychologically, we were done. I mean, why has no team won four in a row? Huddersfield won three in a row. Arsenal won three in a row in the 30s, 1930s. United, after the Premier League started, has won three in a row. There are teams that have won three in a row, but no team has won four in a row. I think not even in the world. No, I mean, maybe Bayern, I don't know, but in general, no team has won four in a row. Why is it difficult? And because it's difficult because how do you tell the players to go that extra step? And generally, when you're going for four in a row, it's with the same cycle of players because you cannot expect two different cycles of players to win your three trophies, four trophies, Premier Leagues continuously. So it's the same cycle of players generally. So I mean, winning that fourth in a row for me actually took everything out because after you won the treble, how do you motivate the players to again go for the fourth? I mean, ideally, last season हम treble जीते. Last season should have been the drop off season क्योंकि treble जीते और इस season हम वापस आके we could have won. We could have again gone for the title. But the fact that Pep has pushed us so hard because four in a row is a piece of history that might never happen again in the lives of Pep and the players as well because win four in a row, how many times in a career do you get the chance to win four in a row? This is very interesting. Pep is bringing on James McAtee in just the 63rd minute. That too, the game is at 1-0. Foul on Rico Lewis. It's a foul on Rico Lewis. Arush says, do you think it was the overconfidence that started our bad form? No, Arush, like I said, it was not the overconfidence. It was the psychology of what it took away from these players to win that fourth in a row. Because to motivate a team, just imagine to motivate a team that has won a treble. कैसे करते हो यार? कैसे motivate करते हो? The treble जीता, you have done something that has historically been achieved only once in the entire 200-year history of the Premier League. Treble करते हो and what? How do you tell the players to go again for the fourth? So fourth के लिए गए and that was I mean, that took a lot out of the players. Now I think the players are. I mean, we underestimate the mental fatigue part. It just doesn't seem there, but the mental fatigue part is just too much. That is the downfall for the reason for this season. It is not overconfidence. It's just the mental fatigue. It's just the players are so tired. The Souths on side are tired. Otherwise, how do you explain Bernardo Silva's bad form? Is trying everything. Sometimes when you have that mental fatigue, it's just Aru says Pep heard McAtee coming on. He's come on in place of Ford, and this is interesting from Pep. Aru's prediction for this game. Oh, interesting. Spurs 2-1. Brennan Johnson scores a goal. Son penalty missed. Brennan Johnson scores a goal. Kulusevski assist. I'll be having a keen eye on James McAtee. Look at Kovacic's positions defensively when we do not have the ball. They're pathetic, absolutely pathetic. Don't know how Jamie Vardy missed that, but defensively again. See, everything is from the position of Kovacic. Look at that. Rodri would not have allowed that ball to travel there as well. Jamie Vardy should have scored, to be honest. I mean, I don't know if he'll win or not. But Arush says it's a 2-0. Hope it's 2-0, Arush. Hope it's 2-0. Hope we win it 2-0. I mean, just never know. Generally, the last game of the year, generally in the seasons gone by, has not been good for us. To be honest, it has not been good for us at all. Losing against that Frank Lampard's Everton side. The last season, I think it was against Palace or something we lost. God forbid Kyle Walker Kyle Walker's coming in place of Nathan Ake, God forbid. I mean, what do you do now? Which means Guardiola सेंटर बैक लुइस लेफ्ट बैक वॉकर एक बंदे के लिए क्यों पूरा डिफेंस शिफ्ट कर रहे हो पैप व्हाट द हेल इज दिस पैप Arush says, do you think Simpson Pose has potential? He has potential. He definitely has potential, Arush. Because Champions League, I think he played against Sporting, against Brighton. He was good. Is actually very very good. But the thing is, will he get? I mean, generally for a centre back to go on to the next level, it's about playing alongside an experienced centre back and learning from him. Learning that centre back trade is, I think, one of the most difficult skills because most of the time you're in a one-on-one situation, so it's very important to have a partner. So I think him alongside Ruben Diaz or someone like that. I expect to see him in the FA Cup games. To be honest, he looks composed. His passing is actually very good. Uh, Against Victor Gaikares, I think he won all of the duels. To be honest, yes, I think Gaikares raced through one on one to score a goal. That can happen, but generally Simpson Pose is good. But the problem is you have Callum Doyle, you have Simpson Pose now, and City are gonna sign a centre back as well. And another problem for Simpson Pose is Diaz, Stones, Akanji, Ake. There are already four centre backs ahead of you, senior centre backs ahead of you, so that is a problem, to be honest. Harris says I take my prediction back. Walker is gonna go against my prediction. I won't blame you, Arish, after what has happened. I won't absolutely blame you after what has happened. And bloody this season we have lost 2 points against Arsenal because of Kyle Walker. We gave away that goal. We lost another 2 points because of Kyle Walker against Bournemouth. It's a simple thing. I mean, we have lost at least 3-4 points against teams just because of not four. We have lost 6 points against teams because of Kyle Walker this season. So I mean, you add all of these points up, and हम तो लिवरपूल से आगे होते थे टाइटल रेस में. I mean, in City are playing so badly, and still we're up there. That is the amazing thing. Ours is just kidding. Still, we are winning 2-0. I want a goal from Erling Haaland. Arush, it will set my fantasy team up very well because no points in today's fantasy team. I have defenders from Everton, Palace, and no one's keeping a clean sheet. The interesting thing is Nottingham Forest is second in the table. Wow, Nuno Espirito Santos has quietly done the job over there. Who do you want as a CDM, by the way, Arush? Who do you want as a CDM for us in the transfer window? That is wonderful skill there by James McAtee. What a skill that is by James McAtee. Savinho there. Savinho will look to shoot. Erling Haaland scores! Erling Haaland scores! It's an assist from Savinho. Erling Haaland scores! After all, Erling Haaland scores. What a goal by Erling Haaland. But everything on this goal is about McAtee versus Haaland. Gautam says Savio assist, Erling Haaland scores. But everything on this, Gautam, is about James McAtee there. James McAtee doing that piece of skill to get the ball out to Kevin De Bruyne. This goal, the name of the goal scorer will be Haaland. The name of the assist will be Savio. But McAtee should be given the crown. The skill by James McAtee is just amazing. Guys, please don't lose this guy. He is as big a talent, if not a bigger talent, as Cole Palmer. Just look at that elastico skill which Ronaldinho used to do, which James McAtee did there. That is wonderful. That is wonderful from James McAtee. Wow, one of our own, Gautam, one of our very own. And it feels so good, when one of our own does it. That is mind blowing. What a piece of skill to get away from the defender. How can you not play this guy, Pep, for all this time? What were you doing, Pep, with him on the bench and crying out no to Brian and something? Give this lad a chance in the center of the midfield. This is James McAtee for you. He is as big a talent as Erling Haaland. I'm sorry, as Cole Palmer. Gautam says, no way you can let McAtee leave. Big slap to City management if they let McAtee leave. That's the worry in the window, Gautam. Nine clubs are circling. You know how many clubs? Nine clubs are circling, along with Nottingham Forest and stuff. Nine clubs are circling, both Premier League and away. Both Premier League and outside the Premier League. Nine clubs are circling. On James McAtee. So the January transfer window will be interesting, but we cannot let McAtee leave. Oscar Bob and James McAtee are just we just cannot sell them. Both of them are just superb. You just cannot sell them. Erling Haaland, ah, heading is not Savinho's greatest strengths, to be honest. Ah, what a goal that was from Erling Haaland. Wow. And assist from Savinho as well. What a assist. Almost Riyad Mahrez-esque. I think it was offside. This instance when McAtee was looking to shoot. City are fifth on the table, and it's a 6 points between us and second. I think I just hope that we go after we win this match and then we sign people in the transfer window and we go unbeaten the rest of the second season. Just never know, anything can happen. Anything can happen, you just never know. The January transfer window opens from Wednesday, 1st January. So the players are allowed to sign. So the clubs are allowed to sign players from 1st January, Wednesday. And when is our next match? And our next match is on 4th January against West Ham. And then 11th January, Salford City, which is an FA Cup game at the Etihad. And then 15th January against Brentford. So essentially, you have until 15th January to actually get a player in, to get reinforcements in. If by 15th January, by the time we play Brentford, we do not get players in, then forget it. Because after that, it's going to be brutal. Okay, 19th is Ipswich, but then 23rd is PSG, 25th is Chelsea, then Club Brugge, then Arsenal, then Newcastle, then Liverpool, then Spurs. It's a brutal February month for us. It's absolutely a brutal February month for us. Savinho again. Erling Haaland just could not get it on target here. Enjoying the match after a long, long time, to be honest. And look at the positions that McAtee is taking up as well. Very, very nice. It just seems the midfield has a little bit more energy with James McAtee in there. Look at it, he's pressing well. I think Hamza Chowdhury with the ball. What a ball that is by Hamza Chowdhury. What a ball that is. Again, look at it. I don't know why Pep's so keen on inverting. There's always space down the outside. I just don't know why he's doing that. Instead, challenge the opposition to. That is wonderful. Again, great from James McAtee there. Erling Haaland running through on goal. Erling Haaland's first touch. Just let him down, but Erling Haaland running through on goal. This match is one end to end now. Arush says, I think this is the match that Haaland returns. From next match, he's just going to kill it again. Especially if De Bruyne starts. I mean, with McAtee, it's looking much, much, much better, to be honest. Rather than Foden on the right wing, McAtee on the right wing is looking much, much better. And then Savi on the left wing, especially with his crossing. I just think, Arus, if not De Bruyne, Pep can play Gundogan, but Pep needs to play Gundogan in the attacking midfield role. I think if Pep plays Gundogan in the attacking midfield role, Haaland will still, be there. Haaland will still flourish. पर विंडो ओपन होने वाला है the next match will place on January 4th, 3 days after the window opens. Okay, I will not expect us to get in players within 3 days, but But उसके बाद सैलफोर्ड सिटी के साथ है एंड 14th of Jan against Brentford is actually where you expect us all of the new signings, at least a DM and a fullback to arrive. That piece there again showing that piece of skill from McAtee. That piece of skill is where James McAtee has arrived in a City shirt. Wow! Even after this, if you do not play James McAtee, wow! I just cannot say anything. What a piece of skill that is by James McAtee. To be honest, look at it, what they're doing to James McAtee. He's kissing the badge. Look at the passion there from James McAtee. Superb. Superb by James McAtee ka. And then when Oscar Bob returns, I think Oscar Bob is due to return in maybe mid-January and stuff. I think we could have a stellar second half of the season, to be honest. If the board brings a full back, let us imagine Ola Aina, and we get one of Zubimendi or Edison, and then we get Oscar Bob back. We, we could just have a stellar second half of the season, because once you have Oscar Bob back, you have that right wing position locked on, and then the left wing you can rotate Savinho and Doku, to be honest. And once we have the CDM, you can then play Gundogan and Dupraina or even Foden there. Interesting to see what happens to Foden once Oscar Bob returns. RSS is Claudio coming or going on loan again in Jan? Yes, I completely forgot about it. RS Claudio Aishaveri is set to arrive on Jan 1st. He is coming. I mean, not on Jan 1st, on Jan 2nd he'll come, but he's coming. Erling Haaland picks up the ball. Haaland drives through the Leicester defense. James McAtee के पास ball है. Ah, for a moment I thought James McAtee curled that in. Wow, what a moment that would have been for the young man. James McAtee, for a moment I thought McAtee curled that in almost. Wow, यार ऑस्कर बॉब और जेम्स मैकेटी दोनों का टैलेंट कोल पामर से कम नहीं है. I mean, the four gems of our academy, Foden, Palmer, Oscar Bob, James McAtee, they were the four gems from the previous cycle. Wow, we let one go, but we have the other three. We should not make the same mistake with the other three. Jadon Sancho is a different thing. He had attitude issues, that's a different thing, but we must not let these three go. Oscar Bob, I mean, people might laugh at me and stuff, और जब भी मैं अपोजिशन फैंस को बोलता हूँ वो बोलते हैं they just stare at me like this, but Oscar Bob is a bigger talent than Cole Palmer. His close control is out of this world. Write it down. Oscar Bob is a bigger talent than Cole Palmer. Aru says McAtee showing why he deserves game time. There's only one problem, Arush. Where will Foden play? What is again, because Foden, I mean, क्या talent है यार. Premier League title last season क्यों जीते? Phil Foden. Otherwise ये dip last season आने वाला था. कितने matches? Phil Foden won us 18 points. Literally I counted last season. 18 points. और फिर भी एक ही पॉइंट से हार गया आर्सेनल टाइटल, और हम एक ही पॉइंट से जीते टाइटल. Phil Foden won his 18 points. Everton 1-0 down away from home. Foden comes and scores a banger outside the box. Brentford, say if you remember, 1-0 down. Neil Maupay races on from Ivan Tonis. Rosen scores. Foden scores a hat trick in that match. West Ham के साथ final day nerves. Foden clears it. United के साथ 1-0 down last season. Rashford stunner. Foden क्या करता है? दो गोल मार देता है. One banger from outside the box. Literally in front of you guys have counted 9 points which Foden has got us single-handedly. There are 9 more points which is won. 18 points. लोग बात करते कोल पामर 20 goals. यार फिल फोर्डन 19 goals 0 penalties. Cole Palmer 20 goals 9 penalties. That is Phil Foden. Phil Foden is ominous. Phil Foden is a beast. उसको I don't know, we're not getting the best out of him. उसको central spot दे दो Phil Foden को. Cam, I think that is where he's the best. Harus McAtee showing why he deserves game time. Interesting. 1-1. Evan Nelson scores for Bournemouth. Interesting. Crystal Palace 2-1 against Southampton. हाँ एबेरिशे इजे स्कोर्स फाइनली यार मैं उसको फैंटेसी में सीजन के स्टार्टिंग तक होल्ड कर रहा था और उसने गोल मार दी वाओ पेशेंस आई थिंक पेशेंस has been rewarded एबेरिशे इजे स्कोर्स foul on Bernardo Silva Kyle Walker James McAtee Kevin De Bruyne is there a pass on to Erling Haaland ah Haaland ने रन नहीं मारा it is an Erling Haaland there yeah, it's lighting up for me a bit in fantasy. Eze ne goal mara, Haaland ne goal mara, so it's not such a dull day after all. If Haaland can score one more, what a save! What a save by Stefan Ortega! What a save that is by Stefan Ortega! Wonderful save from Stefan Ortega. Aru says, by the way, the podcast idea is great. What are you planning to exactly? And from an I'm sorry, Arush, I just forgot to tell that to you all. I was just engrossed in the match because City G3 after a long time, Bara match without a win. You know, just since that 5-0 defeat, it was something else. But anyway, जैसे मैंने लिखा, we are looking to start a podcast. It's sort of like a discussion show. जहाँ हम अपना ओपिनियंस डिस्कस करेंगे एंड आई थॉट इट वुड बी ग्रेट टू हैव फेलो सिटी फैंस क्योंकि मैंने देखा कि ऐसा डिस्कशन शो मे बी दे डू इट अ बिट ऑन सिटी एक्स्ट्रा पर ऐसा डिस्कशन शो तो नहीं है एज फार एज आई नो वेयर वी कैन रेगुलरली चैट अबाउट व्हाट्स हैपनिंग अराउंड द क्लब because nowadays a lot of things are happening around the club or I think it would be great to have 3-4 perspectives at a single place. It would be wonderful. So are you interested in it, Aru? So that is the plan with the podcast. I mean, weekly we're planning. Initially, we're planning one or two shows weekly. When we form the panel members at the convenience of everyone, we are generally planning one or two shows every week. Initially, we'll go with one show a week, and then depending on how it goes, we'll make it two shows a weekend. And also, I think it's a good time to start the podcast now because transfer window we are at, and this will be one of the most busiest transfer windows for City. Extremely busy. तो बहुत होगा बात करने के लिए. There'll be a lot of rumors coming in. I just think it will be wonderful. So are you interested, Arush and Gautam? Are you interested as well if you're there? And anyone else who are interested. So yeah, that is what we are planning from the podcast. Arush. Arush says, "Yeah, I'm down for it. Let's do it." That is absolutely wonderful, Arush. So. If you actually go into the community tab of the channel, I've given an email ID. Wait. I think if I can put it, I'll put my email ID in there to which you can mail me a contact details so that I can get in contact with you so that we can see how it is. I'll just pin it down in the comments as well. Yes. It will just be so exciting and also think a name for the podcast because I've not thought about the name as well. Savio, James McAtee, is this the moment? So this is the email ID. This is the email ID, Arush. If you can share your email ID or any contact details, how I can get in contact with you, so we can plan the podcast. And Gautam, if you're here, if you're interested as well, do let me know in the comments. And I think after the game, I think Bayaji and others will join here, so I can ask them as well. I mean, I put the content there, but then I just completely forgot about it. Seeing City win finally. Kovacic, Bernardo Silva. There's no way we can lose this game now. Absolutely no way we can lose this game now. But I would like to see one final goal from Erling Haaland, probably. Wow, Haaland's getting two bonus points as well. Will Leicester score a goal here? It's a corner for Leicester. Arush has done. Sent you my number and Insta. Yeah, I'll just check it, Arush. And City have finally won. We have finally broken the deadlock. Even the assistant referee is actually smiling, shaking hands with Pep. What a way to go into New Year. Erling Haaland has a smile on his face. 2-0 it is going into the new year. I think in the last 3-4 seasons, never gone into the new year. City smiling. So I think I remember us losing to Lampard's Everton, as drawing against Lampard's Everton and all that shit. But finally we've done it. Have we broken the streak? But this is absolutely a great time to have broken the streak, because we go into the January, and then we can make signings in the next 3-4 days. Yeah, I shall actually check it, and I'll actually text you on your number. I'll respond there. I'm just checking the mail. Yes, Arush. Yes, I've received it. So I'll text you there sometime tomorrow or the day after. I'll text you there, and then we can plan for the podcast there and see how it goes. And Baiji says, Pep, don't you dare even think about sending McAtee on loan or sell. This is what a hungry youngster can do. What an impact! Kya impact था Bayaji? Absolutely brilliant impact. क्या impact था यार जेम्स मैकेटी का. Superb. वो जो elástico वाला skill किया था ना रोनाल्डिनियो जैसा, that was superb. We'll get into the rating show here. Before we get into the rating show, Bayaji, if you can see on the screen, we're actually planning to do a podcast. जहाँ हम with fellow city fans, we get fellow city fans on a discussion panel, और हम issues generally discuss करेंगे surrounding the club and all. और अब तो जनवरी ट्रांसफर विंडो भी आने वाला है, तो it will be even more fun, you know, lot of uh, busy things, lot of players being linked to us. So Bayaj, are you interested in joining the podcast with us? Arush is actually interested, तो उसने अपना contact details or he has shared with me. So are you also up for it? Are you also interested, Bayaji? If you are interested, do let me know. Do send me your contact details on the email ID I've pinned in the comment there. And now we'll actually get into the player ratings. And पहले मैं रेट करने वाला हूँ. Do I even have James McAtee here? Yes, of course I do. Of course I do. I think. Yes, I do, of course. अगर जेम्स मैकेटी या नहीं होता ना, I know all of you guys would not have spared me. But पहले हम हमेशा गटर क्लास के बारे में बात करते हैं, पर इस रेटिंग्स में लास्ट 12 मैचेस में ऐसे ही रहा है. But but this time we'll talk about the king who had the best performance. Byju's defense shit until second goal. Fortunately, Walker didn't go against my predictions. I mean that was lucky. That was lucky, Arus. That was lucky. But I think there were a couple of saves that Stefan Ortega actually made before we scored the second. But honestly, I think the defense was shit. Like Bayaji said, the defense was not good at all. And the problem again is the midfield. हम वहीं पर आते हैं, enough legs नहीं है midfield पे, so the defenders are dead scared to always face 1v1s against the strikers. Baiji says, Lewis our weakest link in defense. No height, no physicality, no pace. Pep trying him in multiple positions has broken his traits. एग्जैक्टली भाई, एग्जैक्टली जो भी अटैक्स देखो उसके साइड ही आ रहे हैं. रिको लुइस, आई मीन रिको लुइस इज नॉट बीइंग. I again think I can compare. जब हम रिको लुइस को ये करते हैं ना, I always compare him to ट्रेंट अलेक्जेंडर आर्नल्ड डिफेंसिवली. ऑफेंसिवली मैच नहीं कर सकता रिको लुइस, बट रिको लुइस has his own attributes, but defensively Trent Alexander-Arnold also has been shit historically. But there are certain seasons where Trent defensively has seemed superb, and there are certain seasons where Trent has been shit. 2020-21 का कोविड के बाद का सीजन का, जब when after Liverpool won the league, the season after was a disaster for them. और जब उनका वो सीजन डिजास्टर था, आई थिंक दे लॉस्ट 7-0, 7-1 अगेंस्ट एस्टन विला एंड ऑल दैट स्टफ. देन जब उनका सीजन डिजास्टर था, यू सी द मिडफील्ड, जेम्स मिलनर, जॉर्डन हेंडरसन एंड फेबिन्यो, ऑल द तीनों का लेग गए थे, तीनों का लेग वाज डन. एंड द पॉइंट बीइंग, जॉर्डन हेंडरसन कवर करता था, फेबिन्यो इन अ वे कवर करता था, Wijnaldum in a way cover करता था for Trent. Mostly Henderson would cover for Trent Alexander-Arnold on the right. और अब same Rico Lewis को you play him with Rodri sitting there at the base of the midfield and someone like whoever we sign, an Edison or someone, you will see that Rico Lewis is, बोलोगे कि what a wonderful fullback Rico Lewis is. Attack कर रहा है, line space find कर रहा है between the lines and all those things. So I think yes, Rico Lewis doesn't have physicality. His defensive traits are bad, but it's being amplified because of a not a good midfield. Cover ही नहीं कर रहे. Rico Lewis is always getting into one-on-ones. If you have a good midfield, you never get into one-on-one as a fullback. I mean, you get in, but it's not as much. The midfielder is always covering for you. और track back भी नहीं करता है. Our winger, whoever it is, Savinho Doku or whoever it is. So I think that is where Rico Lewis is, if you ask me. पर पहले start करते हैं with the king. With the king. Awesome, the king, James McAtee. I rate him from the point he stepped onto the field till the end. The performance did not have any blemish. वो जो उसने निकाला था ना, he just ended that fullback's career of Leicester, whoever he is. That is an absolute magician piece of skill. इसका टैलेंट ना कोल पार्मर से कम नहीं है, ज्यादा ही है. It's just that Pep Guardiola has to go on and trust him. You cannot do what you did to a Cole Palmer or a Phil Foden to 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 James McAtee. To be honest, you have to trust James McAtee. If I'm being honest, उसको loan में भेजना, and how he already went on loan to Sheffield United. What else you want him to do? What else you want him to do? और क्यों इसको रख के तुम गुंडोगन को खिला रहे हो और बोल रहे हो डुब्राइना फिट नहीं है? हाउ डू वी गेट क्रिएटिविटी? ब्लडी प्ले हिम, यू विल गेट क्रिएटिविटी. क्या कर रहा है पेप इतने दिन? If James McAtee is there, plays attacking midfield, we lose the next two games, fans are happy. At least McAtee is getting a chance. अब बर्नार्डो गुंडोगन को खिला रहे हो मैच आफ्टर मैच आफ्टर मैच, और फिर बोल रहे हो why are we not winning? James McAtee हमारा फ्यूचर है. Again I'm repeating, we had 4 stars in that class of 2019. Phil Foden, to the class of 2018-19 of the academy. The stars were Phil Foden, James McAtee, Cole Palmer and Oscar Bob. एक को तो आपने जाने दिया, and see what is he doing. He's become the best player bloody in Europe, not just the Premier League. Cole Palmer, और तीनों है, तीनों का टैलेंट पामर से कम नहीं है. With Foden and Oscar Bob, you literally have two future Ballon d'Or winners. That's how much the talent is. By this is masterclass by McAtee. Next match, McAtee is starting. That's what Pep should know. James McAtee is bloody starting in the next match. और नेक्स्ट आते हैं बर्नार्डो सिल्वा का. piss poor for me. Again, piss poor for me, Bernardo Silva. क्या कर रहा था बर्नार्डो सिल्वा? Absolutely piss poor for me. लास्ट हम जब हार रहे थे, what he was doing, he did the bloody same thing today, Bernardo Silva. Absolutely piss poor. Passes, ball, he was giving the ball away cheaply, creatively nothing. Ball receive करते हैं और पीछे देता है. What the hell is that? Creatively not doing anything and always gravitating towards the wing. And I mean मुझे ये समझ में नहीं आता, because Bernardo Silva was gravitated towards the wing. Savinho and against Everton, Doku both had to play centrally, which means you're blocking the spaces for De Bruyne, Foden और वो सब. हमेशा gravitate करता है wing को, and Pep never starts him on the wing. Big thing. I don't know why this is. Bernardo should be sold. Absolutely should be sold. By I just don't know, Bayaji, is it a temporary dip for Bernardo Silva or is he mentally saturated? क्योंकि उसने सब जीत लिया. It was he's been one of our stellar players, especially against Real Madrid that season when we won the treble. दो season के पहले was superb. He just destroyed Madrid. But I think I mean एक ही है कि is he mentally saturated or is it a dip of form? क्योंकि sometimes क्या होता है कि player just needs a break. Pep needs to give him a break. Pep तो बर्नार्डो को break ही नहीं देता, खिला रहा है. I just think रगड़ते जा रहा है Pep बर्नार्डो को. I think with Bernardo, I think I'll give him a break probably of 2-3 games and then see how he goes. Because sometimes player can just become mentally saturated. That's all. And then Phil Foden. अब क्या ही बोलूं Phil Foden का? Was again a below average performance. I'm not putting him in piss poor क्योंकि performance तो piss poor था Foden का भी. But I'm putting him in below average क्योंकि the fact that Rico Lewis is cutting in, Guardiola is cutting in, Savinho is cutting in. स्पेस कहाँ है फिल फोर्डन को? फिल फोर्डन इज बेस्ट सेंट्रली, पर आप तो स्पेस ही नहीं दे रहे हो ना. वो पूरा सेंट्रल रीजियंस where Phil Foden last season 10 goal मारा उसने outside the box, cutting in into the central regions. पर पेप ने इस बार फिल फोर्डन को कट करने के लिए स्पेस ही नहीं दे रहा। रिको को इन्वर्ट करो, ग्वार्डियोल को इन्वर्ट करो, सेविन्यो को इन्वर्ट करो, हालैंड आ रहा है बॉल लेने के लिए। वेयर द हेल sometimes Ake comes there. Where the hell will Phil Foden find space to cut in? That is the biggest problem. Where the hell will Phil Foden find space to cut in? That is why below average. But honestly, Pep का फोटो भी डालूंगा next time. और Pep तो gutter class में जाएगा, because what is happened to Phil Foden is because of Pep. Why Jesus, I was expecting KDB to be subbed off and Foden in the middle. वही समझ में नहीं आता भैया जी। उसने फोर्थ प्रीमियर लीग टाइटल फिल फोर्डन ने जिताया, राइट? ट्रेबल विनिंग सीजन में फिल फोर्डन स्कोर्ड एन इंपॉर्टेंट गोल। लास्ट सीजन 18 पॉइंट्स जिताया फिल फोर्डन ने। And what do you do to him? I mean, 10 goals outside the box, cutting in centrally, and what do you bloody do to him? Put him on the wing. सारा पेप का ही है। आई मीन मिडिल में क्यों नहीं खिलाता फिल फोर्डन को? आई मीन फिल फोर्डन जब 17-18 years का था, इज व्हाट 22-23 now already. Still, Pep doesn't trust him after 5 years. Pep doesn't trust him after 20 goals in the Premier League, after being voted Player of the Season, after being voted fourth or fifth in the Ballon d'Or, playing centrally. Still, Pep doesn't believe in him. Pep believes in Julian Alvarez to play centrally. Pep believes in bloody everybody else to play centrally. But Pep doesn't believe in Phil Foden. I mean, Julian Alvarez को centrally अब believe करते हो और Foden को centrally नहीं believe करते हो. I don't know. Under another manager, Phil Foden would have become as much big as Kevin De Bruyne if Pep would have played him these 5 years centrally. पता नहीं Phil Foden का, I mean, he is not getting that chance centrally, so I just do not know what to tell about Phil Foden. पर उसने prove भी किया centrally how good he can be, to be honest. Rico Lewis, for me, I mean, Rico Lewis honestly below average tha, and I'm not putting it due to his defensive things, because what is happening with him defensively is because of our lack of a good midfield and Pep playing out of position. But offensively as well, ठीक है, उसने पहले गोल के लिए he was the one who actually gave Kevin De Bruyne with the pass, and then I mean Foden the pass, and Foden shoots, and then Savinho scores the goal. He was the one who gave it. But in general, apart from that moment, Rico Lewis was losing balls. Rico Lewis was not good in the duels, 50-50s. I mean, और attacking part भी Rico Lewis ने simple passes complete नहीं किए. I mean, again below average. Again with Rico Lewis, here comes the question: is Pep overplaying him? A 19-year-old, how much can he play? Is Pep overplaying him? Bayaji says Lewis doesn't deserve starting spot. I mean, Bayaji, I think Lewis deserves a starting spot, but he deserves a starting spot when I mean, there are two scenarios in which he deserves a starting spot. The first scenario is when Rico Lewis goes and inverts, Josko Guardiola should form a back three. That is when Rico Lewis is at his absolute best. So ideally you have a three, and then you have a two, and then you have two more in front of him, and then you have the two wingers and then the striker. So it's literally a 3-2-2-3, 3-2-2-3 block. I think that is when Rico Lewis at his finest. पर यहाँ पेप का क्या हो रहा है? Pep is telling both Guardiola and Rico Lewis to invert. What is happening with that is suddenly your centre backs are isolated, and suddenly your CDM, there's no CDM at all, right? Kovacic is not a CDM. We're anyway struggling in the midfield. तो अगर Guardiola back three form करता, that means even if the midfield is not good, suddenly your centre backs are not one on ones. Suddenly your centre backs have support in a back three. I don't know why. I don't. I don't know why Pep वो नहीं कर रहा. And Baijis has several times ignores a forward pass. That is true. So many forward passes ignored. Several times. मैंने दो तीन गिना at least. He has ignored forward passes several times. That is true. That is इसलिए मैं उसे ये rating defensive attributes के लिए नहीं दे रहा हूँ. उसका offensive attributes के लिए दे रहा हूँ क्योंकि Pep उसे गलत system में खिला रहा है. Rico Lewis is only useful when he alone inwards in the other three former centre back pairing. Naito's attacking midfield killer. Those are the only two positions which Rico Lewis can do a good job. Maybe box to box if you have a very good CDM like a Rodri. Those are the only three positions I can think of for Rico Lewis, to be honest. Next, Manuel Akanji. Manuel Akanji, interesting hai yaar. Manuel Akanji, I mean, again, piss poor Manuel Akanji. Kuch nahi hai Manuel Akanji. I mean, you might think I'm harsh. We won 2-0. How can you put a defender there? I mean, आज तो 3-2 हो जाता था आराम से. Jamie Vardy with an open goal. I mean, two open goals Jamie Vardy has missed from crosses. और एक तो header post को hit किया in the first half. Literally, I counted three goals there. Literally three goals have counted there. So defending was shit. Like Bayaji, like you said, defending was absolute shit. कुछ नहीं था उधर defending में. And we are actually lucky, and it's also lucky due to the organization of Nathan Ake. Otherwise, the Manuel Akanji आगे भाग रहा था. I just don't know what Akanji was doing. Baiji says, don't forget Akanji's goal line clearance. Yes, he made the goal line clearance. That is true. He made the goal line clearance. That is true. But overall यार I mean इतना positionally बहुत poor था यार defense. Positionally absolutely poor था defense. Whenever Leicester put a decent cross in, whenever Leicester put a decent cross in, they always it always seemed they would score. ठीक है goal line clearance, yes it is there, but I just think overall in a game, I think he was poor, and there were one or two passes as well, which Akanji actually did not. I mean, he did not complete and counter पे आ गए थे Leicester. So I mean, Akanji is again a player who's had a significant dip in form injury के बाद, is not returned the form as well. Or by just saying now we are seeing Dortmund Akanji. There's a story by Ajay about Manuel Akanji. कि Akanji's agent had offered Dortmund to a lot of clubs for 20 odd million, the price we bought him. He had offered Akanji to Man United, to Chelsea, to Arsenal, to Spurs, and then City. And the only thing is, it was only City that took him, and West Ham, which I don't know, but it was only City that to Nottingham Forest as well, seven clubs, and it was City that took him. And the thing is, I think maybe except Liverpool, Akanji would have made all those defenses stronger. You put Akanji in a Chelsea shirt, I think maybe maybe Chelsea would have won a bit more. But the thing is, I think with Akanji, it's all down to City's medical stuff or Pep ने उसे train कैसे किया. It's all about those things. I mean, with Akanji, I almost remember Jerome Boateng and Javi Martinez at Bayern. Before Pep came there, both were okay players, had mistakes in them, but Pep made them world class, especially Jerome Boateng. पर अकैनजी का ना हमेशा वो अकैनजी का ना हमेशा वो मोमेंट्स वो कंसंट्रेशन लैप्स का मोमेंट्स रहे हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल अकैनजी अगेंस्ट इंटर मिलान चैंपियंस लीग फाइनल ब्लाइंड पास दे दिया just like Nunez gave in the derby. We were lucky that Lautaro Martinez did not do anything, and we were lucky that Akanji was careless enough not to even run back and put a challenge like Nunez did. But yeah, we are seeing Dortmund Akanji now positionally very reckless. Up next आता है और एक महाशय का. I think I think he is all of us favorite player. यास्को ग्वार्डियल. यार इसको तो गटर क्लास में फेंकना था. इसको तो गटर क्लास में फेंकना था. यास्को ग्वार्डियल यार कितने मिस्टेक्स. He himself would have conceded 2 goals today. एक तो एक हेड से शॉट सेल कर देता है ऑर्टेगा का, I think in the first 10 minutes, and then he doesn't deal with the one-on-one with Dhaka, I think, and Patson Dhaka races through. I think at least दो mistakes तो unforced errors थे Josko Guardiola का, clear errors leading to goals. Josko Guardiola तो इरफान पठान बन गया है. Attacking wise awesome, defensive wise piss poor, gutter class. ये तो सिटी का इरफान पठान बन गया है. हमने तो इसे खरीदा डिफेंडर सोच के, ये तो लीग का वन ऑफ द मोस्ट प्रीमियर अटैकर्स बन रहा है. It's a curious case of Josko Guardiola, if you ask me. And then Kevin De Bruyne. I'm sorry, but Kevin De Bruyne was below average today. I would have put him in piss poor, but he is not piss poor. He had some glimpses. हमने थोड़े glimpses देखे जहाँ Kevin De Bruyne made those passes, like the pass from McAtee to Savinho for the Haaland goal, or Foden का भी Lewis to De Bruyne to Foden shot Savinho goal. Kevin De Bruyne ना dynamism लाया attack में. You remove Kevin De Bruyne from this team, and absolutely we are dead in the creative area. Absolutely dead. Kevin De Bruyne ने वो dynamism लाया, but then he couldn't complete a lot of his crosses. His switch of plays were not that good. I mean, just for his dynamism, I think, and it's below average because of KDB standard. Otherwise, the performance was an average performance of any other midfielder. But KDB's performance, you're talking about the all-time greatest attacking midfielders ever in the Premier League, and top three, top four all-time greatest attacking midfielders in ever to have played the game, alongside people like Zinedine Zidane and stuff. You're talking about Kevin De Bruyne in that ilk. So that's why it was a below average performance, to be honest. भाई जिसे jackass class, gutter class, next time वो भी लगाऊंगा भाई, जिसे zero zero मिलेगा, zero mileage KDB. Exactly. I mean again with KDB कुछ legs नहीं थे. There was the legs are gone clearly, 35 years, but just with the dynamism is run this game again. ना हम देख सकते हैं केडीबी ने मिस किया वो passes crosses, पर ये भी बोल सकते हैं कि केडीबी even without his legs, just with his creativity, just with his brain, just with his positioning, games run कर रहा है in the Premier League at 35 years of age. Kudos to the personality and the class KDB is. But just because उसके standards जो उसने set किया इतना high है, I'm sorry, I cannot give anything above below average to KDB or Kyle Walker. सीधा piss poor. Maybe not for this match, but जो भी last 12 matches में किए उसके लिए. The reason why we are here in the table because of Kyle Walker. Arsenal के साथ 2 point, Bournemouth के साथ 3 point. And I can count at least 8 points, at least 8 to 10 points we have dropped because of Kyle Walker. और 10 point आप add करो, हम title race में with Liverpool. और वो यूनाइटेड के साथ भी डार्बी में क्या कर रहा था काइल वॉकर उधर, मैथ्यूज न्यूनेस के साथ क्या खेल रहा था. एंड व्हेन न्यूनेस does this mistake, वॉकर is beside न्यूनेस, कुछ नहीं किया उसने. Walker was the one who had to sprint back and not Nunez. Walker had to calm the situation down. कुछ नहीं किया Walker. I mean, I can count on my fingertips. Walker has cost us at least 10 points. Add the 10 points and we are competing the title with Liverpool in one of the worst seasons of the decade. Kyle Walker ने बर्बाद किया सारा सीजन. Kyle Walker ने बर्बाद किया सारा सीजन. And then Kovacic, for me Kovacic was average today. Kovacic का again मैं average बोल रहा हूँ क्योंकि Kovacic का हम almost two parts में analyze कर सकते हैं. Kovacic offensively and Kovacic defensively. Offensively Kovacic superb था. I mean ball लेके drive करना. I almost think हम Kovacic का almost peak देख रहे हैं towards एंड ऑफ द पीक देख रहे, एक और साल शायद है पीक में कोवासिच का, अगर रॉड्री जैसा डीएम होता, कोवासिच तो तोड़ देता डिफेंसेस को. The reason Pep bought Kovacic was for a specific thing. Teams were man marking us out of the game, and Pep wanted a player who could break the lines. And Kovacic could actually break the lines. And Kovacic could actually break the lines with carrying the ball through in a different way rather than just passing. He could shift the opposition defense around. उसका और सीडीएम वाला स्टैट्स ना उसका ऑलमोस्ट his awareness of defensive positioning is shit with Kovacic. By Jesus Walker's mistakes were there last season. Last season ना पूरा mistakes mask हो गए because of Phil Foden and what he actually did. Because of what Phil Foden did, all of his mistakes were masked. To be honest. Why just Escobar still got the job done? पर वही भाई अजय, I'm just thinking if you had a DM, कोवासिच का वो बॉल कैरिंग एबिलिटी है ना चेल्सी में कभी यूज हुआ ही नहीं. जस्ट इमेजिन रॉड्री, कोवा और फोर्डन हो, केडीबी हो, गुंडोगन हो, अटैकिंग मिडफील्ड पे जो भी खेले खेल रहे हैं. कोवासिच would absolutely blast the opposition lines, है ना. अब डिफेंड कैसे करोगे? द थिंग इज कोवासिच ब्रेक्स द लाइन विद हिज ड्रिबलिंग. तो जो सेंटर बैक्स है ना हालैंड को टाइटली मार्क कर रहे, दे विल नॉट बी एबल टू मार्क हालैंड टाइटली बिकॉज Kovacic is coming towards you. He has beaten your midfield. So as a defender, you have to make a decision. You stay with Haaland or you come to Kova, and then spaces are created all around. यार कोवासेच का ना हम अच्छे से यूटिलाइज कर सकते हैं और इट्स एब्सोल्युटली जस्ट दैट द इंजरीज जनवरी में ना आई विल एक्चुअली नॉट I mean I'll actually put Kova in the great bracket actually because he's got the job done to the defensive side and offensively he was excellent. और अर्लिंग हालैंड, ठीक है अर्लिंग हालैंड ने गोल्स मारा और अर्लिंग हालैंड का ना लिंक अप प्ले अच्छा था, गोल्स मारा अर्लिंग हालैंड ने, ठीक है उसका फिनिशिंग चांसेस थे इन द फर्स्ट हाफ बट आई थिंक अर्लिंग हालैंड वाज डिसेंट एनफ. अर्लिंग हालैंड वाज एवरेज. Erling Haaland was average in this game. Erling Haaland improved on a lot of aspects. I mean, I think with Erling Haaland, मैं देख रहा हूँ वो जो ड्रॉप बैक करके वो जो बॉल्स आई मीन ड्रॉपिंग बैक, टेकिंग द बॉल, ड्रिबलिंग थ्रू, आई मीन प्रोटेक्टिंग द बॉल, वो एस्पेक्ट बहुत इंप्रूव हुआ एब्सोल्युटली इंप्रूव्ड फ्रॉम द प्रीवियस सीजंस. सो अर्लिंग हालैंड इज इंप्रूव्ड इन दैट एस्पेक्ट. आई थिंक जब टीम का कॉन्फिडेंस वापस आ जाएगा ना, आई थिंक यूल सी हालैंड ड्रॉप इन, Sabinho and Doku making those runs from out to in. Guardiola be out to in run marega. I think it's gonna be absolutely brutal once we for the opponents. Once we get the signings, once we get the confidence back, Kovacic breaking the lines with his dribbling, Erling Haaland, अर्लिंग हालैंड ड्रॉपिंग इन, विंगर्स कमिंग बैक, क्योंकि हालैंड ड्रॉप करता है ना तो सेंटर बैक्स भी हालैंड के साथ जाते हैं जनरली. दे डोंट वांट टू लीव हालैंड अलोन, व्हिच मींस स्पेसेस आर देयर फॉर योर मिडफील्ड रनर्स टू एक्सप्लॉइट, टू बी ऑनेस्ट, जब हम नहीं कर पा रहे. दैट इज द थिंग. By Jesus Haaland still missed but looked like he had a point to prove. much better था भाई, I think much better था. और उसका लिंक अप प्ले बहुत इंप्रूव हुआ. मैं एवरेज रेटिंग उसको सिर्फ उसके लिंक अप प्ले पे दे सकता हूँ क्योंकि उसका इस लिंक अप प्ले has just improved so much. और जब पूरा टीम I think when it comes together I think it will just be superb. Kovacic's ability, Erling Haaland doing this, Yasko Guardiola making those, हमारा इरफान पठान making those runs from out to in. Once you get, I mean, once we get some January signings, we could create hell in the Premier League, Champions League, and FA Cup and everywhere. I mean, Stefan Ortega तो superb था. Stefan Ortega तो superb था. Stefan Ortega का saves, उसने 2 save किया. I mean, do you think Bayaji Stefan Ortega is actually better than better than Edison? In terms of the overall picture of playing out from the back, that balance of shot stopping, because I think the shot stop Ortega is decent with the feet, He's in the top five goalkeepers. He's the fifth best goalkeeper in the Premier League with his feet. And shot stopping wise, he's in the top three best goalkeepers. His shot stopping is so underrated. उसने आज दो goals superb. I mean, he was superb. One thing, I think Vardy's header he just punched over the top, and I think he was superb. Aston Villa के साथ भी अच्छा one on one save किया. I think he's just Vardy के साथ भी near post पे from Guardiola's mistake he saved well. I mean मुझे ये लगता है कि when Stefan Ortega plays हमारा high XG chances जो हम concede करते हैं opponents को नहीं जाते वो goal में. When Edison is there, opponent's first shot on goal is a goal. But when Ortega is there, generally opponent's high XG chances do not go in. That is something I've actually observed with Ortega. I think Ortega is on number one right now, and Edison is number two. There's no doubt about it right now. I think Baij says this season better than Edison. Exactly, better than or shot stopping. The both ही underrated है. Stefan Ortega, he is in the top three goalkeepers in the Premier League in terms of pure shot stopping. और सेविनियो का परफॉर्मेंस सुपर्ब था. It is not great because he still put some crosses out. It's not awesome, but it's great. He still put some crosses out. पर उसका goal और उसका assist, they were actually very good. Especially उसका goal, that finish reminded me of Sergio Aguero, to be honest. और उसका assist भी, that crosses. See, this is the Sevinho why whom we have bought from Girona. अगर सेविनियो consistently ऐसे कर सकता है, he has to improve of course, but consistently ऐसे कर सकता है. So तो it'll just be superb. क्या हमने किसी को मिस किया? I think of course Nathanake for me was Nathanake again for me was average. He sort of held the defense together क्योंकि defenders ही नहीं थे ना उधर. Josko Guardiola को आगे जाना है. रिको लुइस तो बोलता है मुझे आगे रहना है, पीछे नहीं आना है. अकेंजी तो घूमता रहता है, वो तो वंडरलस्ट है, वंडरर है. तो पीछे रहेगा कौन? अकेंजी sorry, Natanake just held the entire defense together. He was superb. I mean कुछ खास नहीं किया, but the offside trap, he organized the defense. He did everything well, to be honest. He was organizing us on the set pieces. He did everything well, Natanake. I mean, defense poor का reason ये है Akanji, Guardiola, and in a way Rico Lewis, Kyle Walker when he came on, but Nathanake was very good. He was decent. I mean उसने कुछ line splitting pass नहीं किया, not or something special. That's why I'm not putting him in trade. But in general, he was very good. I think we have I think we have rated everyone. Yes, we have rated everyone, and again a great victory to end a great victory to end the second. I mean the last match of this calendar year. I mean ये season अच्छा नहीं था, पर ये season अच्छा नहीं जा रहा है, पर this calendar year is memorable for us because we have won 4 in a row. I mean Rodri's won the Ballon d'Or. ये calendar year हमारे लिए बहुत memorable है. We almost went into the finals of the Champions League. I mean, it is memorable for us. But this season, I'm thinking with the signings we make in January, I think we can get back. We can get back. The team has shown glimpses today. Haaland shown glimpses of getting back to his best. Savio has shown glimpses of getting back to his best. So we are slowly getting there. So by this is Pakistan choked against perennial chokers and City won in a crisis. आज तो मौजा South Africa won, right? I was following it with 28 runs to win, or by just a little bit away from football. What do you think about tomorrow's target at MCG for India? I mean, 334 है Australia का lead. Just imagine that that is the target we have to chase around that. 5-10 runs here or there. उधर का. What is your opinion? Do you think India can win? That will be historical. Or do you think मुश्किल होगा fifth day का pitch और वो सब? What do you think? What do you think about it? I'll actually wait for your comment. Uh, Interesting. Spurs or Wolves? 2-2. That is very interesting. Spurs and Wolves 2-2. And then Palace 2-1. That's there. Bournemouth Fulham 2-2. And then I think Anthony Elanga scored. No, it's Morgan Gibbs White who scored with Chris Wood the assist to 2-0. I think full time Nottingham Forest 2-0. By Jesus, I think Aussies were covered today, not declaring. Gabba Demons, I'll take a draw. पर बट मुझे ना लगता है भाई जी अब 94 for 6 था तो आई थिंक वी शुड हैव आई मीन आई नो मिस चांसेस वो यशस्वी जायसवाल का जो कैच मिस हुआ और वो सब आई मीन दैट कॉस्ट अस इज नो डाउट दैट कॉस्ट अस otherwise I think if 91 का 94 for 6 था आई थिंक अराउंड 120 130 ऑल आउट कर देना चाहिए था उनको just I just think about that. I think that I mean I go into that phase of 94 for 6. I think that then and there where the match was there for the taking. But then I think I honestly think 334 is a stiff target. I think kar sakte hai because it's again the T20 era. It could be there, but again you're up against Stark, Cummins, and I do not want India to be like 50 for 3 or 50 for 4 or was up and hanging on. I think maybe we go for a draw and then SCGS. I mean, historically, I think we have done well in Sydney previously as well from 2003 and stuff. So maybe I think that could be the match where we could win because why just Rohit Sharma doesn't deserve a test spot, let alone captaining the side. I mean, pure batting के हिसाब से I think he doesn't deserve the test spot. But again, I think captaining wise, I think उसने कुछ I saw him made some good decisions. Like उसने जब Constas को bowling किया बुमराह, I think he kept two fielders back, which meant Constas couldn't go back to his ramp and you know his options were limited. And I mean कुछ field setting I think by Rohit Sharma was spot on, but then that's about it, I think. And also the way Rohit Sharma उसने बुमराह को short spells में use किया, like spells of 3-4 overs burst, and then I think Bumrah bowled 8 spells, different spells today. वो अच्छा था, I think. But apart from that, I think yeah, just purely on a batting spot, I think Rohit Sharma doesn't deserve it. By this has let Bumrah take the reins now. I mean, what a captain Bumrah would be. Yes, yes, true, true. Then let's see what happens and let's hope for an India win. That would just be superb. What a historical. That would just be so superb. एक ये है कि इंडिया का बैटिंग ऑर्डर बहुत डीप है. I think Washington Sundar comes in at 8. Nitish Reddy has done well. So Akashdeep can bat. So literally number 9 तक जाता है हमारा batting order. That's the hope. But then let's see what happens tomorrow. And again, thank you for joining me on the show and and